This is the fifth and final video in the series on the elements in Chinese medicine in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. And the element that we end on seems like a very fitting element to end on. It's the element of earth. I feel that at this moment in time, there's nothing we need more than the energy of security and grounding that the earth can provide us. The earth is the element of abundance and nurturing and nourishment. Think about a vegetable garden at harvest time. End of summer is associated with the earth element because of the time of harvest. And throughout the ages, harvest has been a time of celebration because that was when we knew that we could feed ourselves and nourish ourselves through the winter. And now it seems more than ever, people on earth are needing nourishment and nurturing like never before. We've been dealing with this pandemic, which has brought up many people's fears and grief. And then with the death of George Floyd, so many more emotions have been brought up around this issue of injustice, social injustice that has been perpetuated for years and years and years. And so it really is a tumultuous time. And during times of tumult and crisis, what do we need more than to feel secure, safe, nurtured, and nourished? And that is what the earth provides us. The earth is stability, and it's also unconditional love. And so it's these constant sources of sustenance that we can get from the earth any day and any time. There are some simple ways that we can draw from this earth energy to help sustain us at this time. Some simple acts of grounding. Certain activities can be really good for that, such as cooking. Cooking in and of itself can be an activity that's very grounding. You know, you're getting your hands in the food, you're exploring spices and tastes and textures. And it also has the added benefit of having health benefits. So sitting down to eat the food after preparing it. Another grounding activity is gardening. I mean, literally getting into the earth, getting your hands into the earth. And many people talk about how therapeutic gardening can be. And not only that, but you get to witness the abundance of the earth happening right before your eyes. A seed sprouts and it turns into a plant and then starts yielding vegetables. So that in and of itself is a really beautiful process. Just in terms of grounding yourself when the world feels too much, when there's so much going on and you just, again, you might be up in your head, worried about it. Something you can do that can be immediately satisfying can be just to lie down on the floor and let the earth support you. Just feel the earth supporting you. The earth is always there for you. It is stability. It's what supports us day in and day out. And to just lie down and to feel that and to let go and to get out of your head can be enormously, enormously helpful. The earth element is associated with the organs, the stomach and the spleen, which of course have important roles in the digestive process. And that goes back to that idea about what are you putting into your body and what are you putting into your mind? Those things are very important right now. For example, feeding our bodies with healthy food is a very important way to stay grounded as we're dealing with all of these stressors that are going on. And also, what you're putting into your mind is equally as important. Now, it can be very tempting to want to be plugged into the news or social media outlets day in and day out to stay on top of what's going on. What are the updates? What are the updates about COVID-19? What are the updates about protests and civil unrest and police reform? So it can be tempting to be feeding ourselves this information day in and day out. But the problem with that is that what we're putting in our minds has consequences. And a lot of news and social media, unfortunately, can lean heavily into the negative realm. So I'm not saying not to be informed and not to stay on top of what's going on, but just to limit it and to be selective about where you're getting your information from, because that is going to determine how you feel at the end of the day. And then the final point I'd like to make about the earth element is Earth is really about that constancy. I mean, we think of the earth and the maternal, the unconditional love and compassion that we all want and need. And so we can give that to ourselves and to others, especially at this time when many people are hurting. It's more important than ever to be able to tap into that compassion that really is boundless. Again, if you think about the bounty of the earth and the unconditional nurturing that the earth provides, we have access to that. We have access to boundless compassion, and we can offer that to ourselves and to others. Because in order to create sustainable change, we have to be able to feed and nurture ourselves and those around us. We have to be able to care for everyone on the planet and for the planet itself. And when you're engaged in these grounding activities, you might just find yourself in a space of more of compassion, gratitude, abundance, unconditional love. That's how we feel oftentimes when we're doing the things that we love, when we're doing these simple, nurturing, nourishing acts. So I invite you to do more of those things for yourself and for others. And I join you in honoring the beauty of Earth and the abundance and beauty that she provides us each and every day. And I want to thank you for joining me in this series. It has been a joy to connect with you over the past several weeks.